So the shoulder girdle moves in 4 different directions, and Katie's going to demo them for us. So we have shoulder elevation, so that's when you bring your shoulders up towards your ears. We have shoulder depression, which is when you bring your shoulders straight down towards the floor. And then there's protraction and retraction, which is protraction, shoulders pull away from each other and towards the front of the body. Retraction is when the shoulder blades pull back and together. You can relax, Katie. Okay, so the next part is incorporating these movements correctly into Cobra and Up Dog. And so in both of these movements, we want to be doing shoulder depression and retraction. So in Cobra Pose, we're going to first retract the shoulder blades, pulling them back together, and then down the back, so that the chest lifts and then there's more space between the shoulders and the ears. And if Katie would be so nice, we're going to flip around to the front so you can see that from the front as well. So you can start from neutral with your arms extending forward like they would be in or maybe even bring them down a little bit, because that would be where they'd be in Up Dog or Cobra. And then you're going to think about pulling the shoulders down and then back and together. So it looks really subtle from the front if you were to do this in front of a mirror, but you can see how so relax and then do that again. Come back, down, and together. You can see how it gives just slightly more openness across the front of her chest, and then it engages the muscles of her backs and the backs of her armpits and backs of her shoulders. So the most common misalignments we see in low Cobra are, first of all, elevation of the shoulders, so the shoulders rolling up towards the ears, and then also people flaring out their elbows. What you want to do in Cobra Pose is pin the elbows in close, squeeze the shoulder blades together, like that retraction that we talked about, and then the depression, so that naturally the shoulder positioning lifts the chest. Then you can, from there, you can softly press into the hands and lift up into a more comfortable back bend for your body. I get the back bend from lifting my chest and pressing down into my hands and into my triceps by pulling them in close, not from just cranking my arms up and lifting through here. So make sure you have your hands underneath your shoulders pull back and down, and then in towards each other, and then same thing, elbows pull in close towards the rib cage. Press down softly into the hands and into the tops of the feet so that your chest lifts naturally from the strength of your triceps and the strength of your back. And when you're ready, you can slowly, with control, ease down out of that. So for upward facing dog, the most common misalignments I see are people do have their hands and their feet on the mat, but they love to sag their low back and just collapse into the low back, melt the shoulders up towards the ears, and then throw the head back. Instead, what you want to do is take a soft bend in the elbows so that your triceps engage. Lift your hips and your legs away from the floor by squeezing the back of your armpits, and then pull the shoulders down and back so that the chest naturally lifts. And then from there, you can lift the chin as much as feels comfortable for the neck.